Let's see if we can't get two perfectly framed videos out of 4 months worth of work, huh? So I have started looking at monetization design. Today I watched through a very good video by one of the Guild Wars 2 team that was all about microtransaction design specifically, and it looks like, in terms of sustainable financial models, it looks like whatever I do going forward is going to adopt some form of that model, because that's the prevalent model that's surviving at the moment. Subscription type models aren't popular. They're not succeeding. They've been pushed out of the market, and so it's small microtransaction based models of sustainability. So that's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one to look at. This afternoon, the next thing I'm going to be doing after I make my lunch is I'm going to be sitting down and looking at Alexa's constraints around what you can and can't monetize. So what are their limitations before I go back to doing more research? And I've also got my Verbalize research for today, or study, I should say. I did Verbalize study yesterday. It felt really good to get back into it, to get those creative muscles starting to fire again. It felt wonderful. Just the opposing verbs way of looking at things, and then looking at synonyms for them. The difference between evade and sidestep is so evocative. That's such a different color. So yeah, it's good to be back in that. So that's me for today. Just continuing to plug away on looking at monetization design. I'm going to shoot off an email today as well to my contact on the Alexa team, just to fire off a few questions to see if I can get some inside information on sort of what things look like from their perspective with their, ideal case studies, that sort of thing. But yeah, continuing to plug away on looking at like what are the best practices in the broader industry, what are the success stories inside the Alexa market. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope the week is being kind to you. It is a lot out there right now. I have gone off social media pretty much like 95%. I have one machine at the moment that's logged back into it because there is a lot happening. Everything is piling on top of everything else, and so there are a lot of people who are, I don't want to say just yelling at each other, because that makes it sound like I'm tone policing, which I'm not. But social media has become progressively a more combative space as stress levels have gotten higher for everyone, and that is just not something I need right now. So I'm most of the time off social media now. Two things I did. I put on my phone, I put the Saturday Paper app and the Washington Post app, so they're on the home screen now. So if I read anything, if I'm going to go and like spend time reading something, it's going to be information from either of those, which is helping. It's helping, just getting away from social media, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Anyway, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole too far. We're going to keep this one relatively short. So that's me for today. Continuing to look at monetization, and I will talk to you tomorrow. You have a wonderful day.